Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best attainable centers in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So we've got a pretty good mix here. I feel like we got a lot of the top centers that have been in the game for a while now. I mean, we got a lot of lower tier cards on this list as well, in all honesty. So hopefully this is a good mix. Enough cards, y'all. 37 cards. Maybe I missed one or two. If I did, feel free to let me know in the comments. My apologies. But Kristaps Porzingis, I think he's got to go at best B tier at this point. The honest truth is, a lot of the cards in this list are better than him, but also a lot of the cards in this list are probably worse than him, especially a badged version of Pink Diamond KP. Still 7'2", still a very solid jumper, just not as elite defensively at this point, not as complete stat and badge wise. Probably low B, high C at this point, realistically. Jack Sigma, I just wish he was taller. He's 6'11". That's going to be something I'm going to say about a lot of these cards. I'm going to go low A. Still better than, like, I would say most of the cards on this list, but there are a good amount that are still better than him. His jumper's great. He's got great defense. He's got good speed, really good stats and badges. Just a little bit undersized. I think A tier is fine. Tyson's going to go C. I don't think he's quite D. I got to look at this list. How many D tier guys really are there on this list? I don't love this Tyson Chandler card, though. I did like him for sure, but I just don't think he's quite good enough all the way around at this point. Still decent player build, good slasher, good defender, like solid enough card, but not spectacular at this point in the year. Marc Gasol, I think he's B. I think KP's C, and I think Tyson might get moved down to D at some point. We'll see. I think we're going to adjust like that a little bit, because Gasol's not as good as Sigma. He's like similar size-wise, but doesn't quite have as good of a jumper in my opinion, nor quite as good overall versatility. He's not, I think he's basically a slightly worse Sigma is probably my thoughts. Kareem, C tier. He's a little bit very similar to Tyson, honestly. Pretty decent athlete, good player build. He's bigger than Tyson, obviously. Very good on the interior, but very limited as a shooter. His shooting is what holds him back for sure. Eaton is our first S tier for sure. Awesome card. Really, really great on the interior, really on both ends of the court as a 7'4" guy. He is a very impactful card who definitely has a lot of promise. So a guy who I am personally a big fan of at the C tier. Victor Wembanyama. Or sorry, at the S tier. I about Eaton. I started saying the wrong thing. My apologies. Wemby, his pink diamond. I think his pink diamond is probably, well, badged, he's S. Non-badged, he's probably A. I'm going to assume that if you're using Pink Diamond Wemby at this point, you're probably using a badged version. I'm going to put him S tier. I'm just going to say that. If he isn't badged, though, I think A on this list, realistically. Wilt is literally the same card as Kareem. Neither of them can really shoot, but both of them are very good in pretty much most other ways, but the lack of shooting really does hold them back. Gasol is only A tier because he's 7'3", or sorry, Bol is only A tier because he's 7'3". I don't think he's great at all, but I will give him A tier still. Yao Ming is basically, his only value is that he's 7'6", in my opinion. His jumper on normal's fine, but not special. He gets a lot of load ups, and he's not fast at all. I think C is probably as high as I could go for Yao. I'm not a big fan of him personally. Hakeem, we'll go A for Hakeem. I think A is fine. He's 7 foot. He's got a good jumper. He's versatile defensively. He's not a bad card. He does a lot of things well. Still, definitely still a usable, solid card. Ivica Zubac, also A tier. I think he's as good as any of these guys at A tier. He's good defensively, big player build. Really nice jump shot. Surprisingly nice jumper, honestly, on Zubac. Just one of the things that I was impressed about with that card. Bargnani, 7'1", really nice popper, very good defensively. He's one of the better cards in A tier as well. Definitely a good card himself. I think Sigma's going to get moved down because of size is something I'm thinking at this point with this list, I believe. Bargnani's going to stay A tier though. Edie's going to be our first D tier. 60 speed just isn't going to cut it at this point in the year. I think he's one of the worst cards on this list. Vlade is B. He's 7'1", and he's got decent all-around stats and badges, but the jumper isn't spectacular. 85 speed is good, but not ridiculous at this point in the year. Chet Holmgren, high A, borderline S, legitimately high level impact big, who's got size, got great defensive animations, jumper is solid enough, super solid card. Rudy Gobert, similar to Wilt and Kareem in that he's very limited as a shooter, but he's very good defensively. He'll hit a wide open three occasionally. He's very similar to guys like Wilt and Kareem. Now, Dark Matter Kareem is going to get an S tier spot for me. I still think he's one of the better bigs in the game. I think he's probably better than Pink Diamond Wemby, unless that Wemby's just super souped, honestly. He's a very good card. He's 96 speed, 7'2", big player build, decent jumper, very impactful option. DeAndre Jordan, undersized, doesn't have a good jumper. Not a card I personally would recommend. I don't think he's very good. David Robinson, A tier, very similar to Chet in terms of he's faster than Chet, which is nice, but they're both big, versatile bigs who don't have amazing jump shots, but good enough for sure. Great defensively. Chet might have slightly better defensive animations at center, but D-Rob is a bit faster. They're both good. They're both A tier in my personal opinion. Manute, D tier, not a fan. 50 something speed and a jumper that's on normal. It's not that good. I do not think he's a great card. I'm not a big fan of him. Bobo, by the way, is getting moved down to B tier. I just can't stand this card. I think looking at A tier, he stands out to me as a card who I think is worse than the rest of A tier. Tim Duncan. Not really sure why he's on this list, to be totally honest. He's not really a center. And also, what was I don't know what I was thinking there because I didn't put the Pro Pass version on either. But realistically, Pro Pass Tim Duncan would be A tier. Regular Tim Duncan's probably low B. He's only 6'11". He's got the 99 stats and badges and stuff, but I think of him more as a power forward as well. He could play center, but I would probably prefer power forward. And honestly, his non-Pro Pass version is only B tier at the center position. Eddie Curry, really nice budget big. He's got a very nice player, but I think he's better than all the guys in C tier. Smooth jumper, 7 foot, kind of looks like Shaq out there. And I really like his shot. I think he's very good. I think he's low B. Dikembe is the best big on this list, in my opinion. Absolutely adore that card. He's my favorite dark matter in the game right now. Legitimately, I think he's an awesome card and S tier for sure. Hassan Whiteside, I cannot stand this card's jumper. I will admit he is limited in the same way that Gobert, Kareem, Wilt, guys like that are. Very good defensively, very big size, just very limited as a shooter. Joel Embiid, A tier. Same level as Akeem. He's like slightly worse than Akeem, so low A, but still good enough to be an A tier card. 7 foot, nice player build, good jumper. Done enough defense, solid card. Don't know what I just did. Roy Hibbert, probably B. 7'2", but jumper just isn't quite there realistically with him. It's a very ugly jumper. The rest of the card is pretty good, to be fair, but I think the jumper holds him back a bit. I think I'm going to go high B for him. JaVale McGee, same exact problem as Whiteside, Gobert, Wilt, Kareem. Bad jump shot, limits his shooting ability. I think he's probably the best of the C tier cards. Could probably be argued B. He is very athletic and he has a higher 3-ball rating, but I just don't think he's a spectacular card either, in all honesty. He doesn't have quite the size of Hibbert to put him up a tier. Sar, same level as Chet. They pretty much do the same thing. They're both big player build, 7'1" bigs who are great defensively with okay jumpers, good speed, solid versatility, definitely good cards. Walker Kessler, high B or low A. Honestly, I'll go low A. I don't think he's significantly worse than Akeem, Embiid, Zubac. 7-footer with a smooth enough jumper who's great defensively and has enough athletic ability to compete. Solid card. Ryan Hollins, I think he's better than all the C tier guys. He's got a better jumper than everybody in C tier, except for well, honestly, he's probably got a better jumper than everybody in C tier. And he's got great shooting ability. He's got athleticism and versatility. He's good defensively. I legitimately think he's better than all the C tier bigs. Willis Reed, also B tier. Another guy who's probably more of a power forward than a center just because he's not huge, but his jumper's amazing. He's very good stat and badge wise. He's just undersized. I think B tier probably. Wemby. Opal Wemby's S tier. He's probably the second best big on this list. I feel like he has to be S tier. He's a very good card. With how tough his jumper still is to contest and how much better he is stat and badge wise than his pink diamond, I think he's probably the second best guy on this list. Cigar the Drop is okay. I'm gonna go C tier for him. He's not D, but he's not great either. I think he's probably low C realistically. Pau Gasol, can't stand the jumper, but the card itself isn't completely atrocious. I'm gonna go C tier, but I'm not a huge fan of him either. Andre Drummond, jumper's okay, but he's undersized. He's good defensively, but he's like a worse version of all the guys in B tier. Is he C tier? Yeah, probably. I'm gonna move Sagana Diop and Tyson Chandler down. They're both good cards, but I think they're outdated at this point. I think I'll go D tier, at least for Showdown. I think that's fair. And then Klingon is also S tier to me. I think 7'2", very good defensively, smooth, fast jumper and enough speed. That's a C tier card in my opinion, and I think he's good too. So, in my personal opinion, this is my list. I don't know what y'all are gonna think of it. I feel like, I don't know, me having some of these guys like Zubac and Kessler in A tier while having Bull and some of these cards like Willis and stuff in C tier or in B tier might be a little, I don't know, y'all might not love that, but I'd be interested to hear y'all's thoughts on this tier list in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.